Wing Nation Racing Electronics Motor Racing Network here at the PRI Show in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we are joined by a legend, a Hall of Famer, 16-time USCS champion, 98 wins with the USCS, 16 including this year, 2024. Terry Gray joins us. Hey, man, how are you?
Good, Steve. How you doing today?
Always good. Okay, we're going to go right off the reservation at the back. Okay, one of the things I love about PRI is every year at PRI we do dinner at Buca di Beppo, the Italian joint just down the street. It's been a tradition. I don't even know how we started it, but Terry and a group and I, sometimes it's a big group, sometimes it's a small group, but it's always Terry and I. Terry, what's the go-to tonight? What's our go-to?
6:15 at Buca di Beppo, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be chicken Alfredo for me, and I'm not sure what that dish is you eat every year, but I know it's gonna be good.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's turned into a good tradition. We've had a lot of fun. We have solved all the world's problems over the course of the years there, haven't we?
We have. I'm not sure how it got started myself. Kelly Westfall with Shaver Westmar Gear Drives, I know he started it a lot of years ago, and we kind of caught on, and we've been going ever since.
Been really good. Kelly doesn't even show up anymore. He's the one that started it, but he doesn't even show up anymore. Terry, as you travel the country, you're a fascinating guy because you've kind of evolved into kind of a one-man gypsy. You've got people you pick up along the way and work with you. What's it like as you go through this season of your life and this season of your career, just traveling around and just driving your sprint car at races throughout the Southeast?
Oh, Steve, life is good. I mean, I've been doing this my whole life. I still really enjoy driving a car. I always enjoyed working on them. The road life gets a little bit tiring sometimes, but at my age, I guess that's expected. But I don't know what else I'd do if I wasn't doing this, because I really do enjoy doing it.
All right, so we've talked about food a little bit. Are there some places on the road? Are there some Terry Gray favorites on the road?
Oh yeah, there's some restaurants like in Bixby, Oklahoma, where the engine shop is, and up at Tim Engler's place, or Engler Machine and Tool up there, we have a steady Mexican food restaurant up there. So yeah, there's some good stuff everywhere we go.
Really neat stuff. It really truly is. As you continue on here, what's the state of USCS? It's like you've got a couple of you veterans that are out here racing. Seems like there's a lot of kids racing sprint cars as well. Just kind of what's your take on where Pete Walton's deal is now with the dynamic between all the racers?
Well, it's myself and my teammate Morgan. She was a kid, but she's a married lady with a new son nowadays, and so she's kind of out of the kid range. But it seems like every year there'll be a Gavin Boschelle or somebody come along, a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid that comes through Pete's deal, and a lot of them's been lucky enough to move on and go to do other things.
One of the things I've always talked about with Pete's deal is that he's in the Southeast, and I always talk about spreading the sprint car gospel in late model territory. You go to a lot of late model tracks. It's got to be interesting to you when you roll into a racetrack when we got a lot of your fans that probably never see sprint cars or see them once a year when you guys roll in.
Yeah, just take a place like East Alabama Motor Speedway. It doesn't get any more late model country than that. I think they just had maybe the 50th National 100 there for the super late models, and we go in there once a year, and the people look for us to come in there in June or July every year like we do. And I enjoy the late model tracks. The late models seem to keep the tracks smoother and slicker, and that's more the way I like them and enjoy doing it.
We look at your season, Terry. You picked up another championship, picked up a couple wins. You're inching up on 100 there with number 98. Kind of assess, how was your year?
It was pretty good. We did get a couple wins and had 25 top fives or something. So we only got to run 48 times. We had 17 rainouts, but other than that, it was good. I've told people I actually have 130-something wins because as a car owner, I have 98 of my own, and Morgan has 36 or 38. So I actually have 136 or 8 USCS wins, but I'm trying to get to 100 as a driver and still working at it.
Still working at it, that is for sure. How are things looking? Pretty much the same program. Do you have anything? We always bust. One of our favorite guys is your buddy Danny Smith. We always bust on Danny when he does his car unveil. You could probably do the same thing. What's new, or is it just keeping everything back together again?
There's two brand new black number 10s sitting in my shop going together right now. One for myself and one for Morgan. She's going to come out and run about 25 times this year. Now that her son's getting old enough, he might be able to go to the racetrack. And it looks like a full schedule for myself. So getting the standard black number 10s together and getting them going.
What's that? You've had such a neat evolution, and Morgan Turpin, to sprint car fans, Morgan had been your teammate, and she stepped away from it to some degree. It's got to be neat to see her young family evolve. I know your Uncle T, I believe it is, with her son. It's just got to be interesting to see this season of life go for her as well, just as kind of a mentor and just a dear friend.
Yeah. She's probably my best friend in the world next to Jeff, the boy that rides up and down the road with me all the time. But it was good to see Morgan come out, and she won the second night out again this year. And she only got to run 8 times, but she's coming back out and run some more, and hopefully bring her son and her husband and the family along with them to get to enjoy some of it.
Great stuff, that's for sure. Terry, always fun, and I'm not eating all day long today because I'm saving up for a meal tonight.
I had some breakfast, but I'm not eating again until Buca at 6:15.
There we go, Buca at 6:15. One of the great shows. It's actually one of my favorite nights, not only of PRI, one of my favorite nights of the year when we get a chance to sit down and talk sprint car racing and solve all the world's problems here at the PRI Show. Steve Post from Motor Racing Network here at the Racing Electronics Display.